Hello students, once again. So this is your third session under your circulatory system. So I hope you're clear with your first session and your second session about what I have explained about your circulatory systems and also about the blood group, blood transfusion. Okay, so today we are also going to discuss under blood only, about blood only, that is your rhesus factor, or we can also term them as your RH factor. Okay, so what is rhesus factor or RH factor? So beside your regular antigen, okay, beside that you have that antigen A, antigen B. Beside that regular antigens, we also have another antigen. Okay, there is an antigen called as your RH factor. Okay, they are antigens. Okay, so they are known as your RH factors, and mostly these rhesus, they are found at the surface of your red blood cells. Okay, so from where does they have the name, or from where was it termed rhesus factor, is that when they found out on a monkey known as the rhesus monkey. Okay, this rhesus factor is so named after they discovered it in a rhesus monkey. Okay, so depending upon the presence of these antigens, okay, rhesus factors can have two types. Okay, depending upon the presence of antigens, they can have RH plus and RH minus. That is your RH positive and RH negative. Okay, and this RH negative, they do not have antibody. Okay, they do not have an antibody in their plasma. Okay, remember antibodies are present in the plasma. Okay, so the most common one, the most common RH factor that a person have is RH positive. Okay, among around 85% of human beings, they have RH plus. Okay, and of the rest, around 15%, they have RH negative, and RH negative is very rare. Mostly people, they have RH plus. Okay, so suppose you are an RH negative. Okay, and or I can say, suppose I am RH negative and I need a blood. Okay, so suppose an RH positive blood, okay, or I can say an RH positive blood of a person gives me a blood, or we can say transfer or transfuse me a blood. Okay, we can say that RH RH negative, that is the recipient, okay, receive a blood from RH positive, that is the donor. Okay, so what will happen is that at the first time of transfusion, or we can say that at the first time of transferring of blood, okay, that time there will be no complication. Okay, what will happen is that if this RH negative receive the RH positive blood, what will happen is that they will start forming an antibody. Okay, this RH minus, it will start having an antibody. Before, it does not have an antibody, but they will start forming an antibody against RH. Okay, that means an antibody means to fight against that particular foreign bodies, right? Antibodies to fight against that particular body. So what will happen is that if this RH positive donate a blood to RH negative, this RH negative, they will start forming an antibody against RH plus, okay, against this RH positive. Okay, and since this RH positive, their antibodies live for a very short time, so there will be no complication. Okay, nothing will happen, there will be no clumping of blood whatsoever. Okay, but what will happen is that if at the same time the same person receive for the second time RH positive blood, what will happen is that the antibodies which was formed at the first transfusion, antibodies was formed, right, against RH positive. But during the second transfusion, if this recipient, this RH negative, again receive a blood from RH positive, what will happen is that since they have already made an antibodies against RH, so these antibodies, they will attack the blood, which is being transfused inside them. Okay, so they will attack this Rh positive blood. So as soon as this Rh positive blood is injected towards me, suppose I'm Rh negative, so at the first time when they inject me Rh positive blood, or when I say that when they transfer me an Rh positive blood, nothing will happen. It will and my antibodies they will start forming. Okay, but what will happen is that if for the second time if I receive an Rh positive blood again, what will happen is that I have already had an antibody that is against or that does not like Rh positive. Okay, so when they give me that Rh positive, my body does not like Rh positive. Okay, so what will happen is that my Rh negative, okay, that is, let's say for an example, in my body, inside my body there are armies. Okay, so when this let's say Rh positive, they are my enemies. Okay, so as soon as this, for the second time when they come and infect me again, okay, when I say when they come and transfer me again, what will happen is that as I've told you, for example, my body, they have an armies, so these armies, they will fight against my enemies, that is Rh positive. So what will happen is that it can lead to several problems, that is like clumping of RBC. Okay, there'll be clumping of blood. So in order to avoid such problem, the blood group of my donors and recipients should be same. Okay, and remember, Rh negative, okay, can donate blood to Rh positive. Okay, but Rh negative cannot receive blood from Rh positive. Okay, they can give blood to Rh positive, but they cannot receive blood from Rh negative. I mean, they cannot receive blood from Rh positive. Okay, they can receive blood only from their own blood type, but Rh positive, they can receive blood from Rh negative, as well as they can receive blood from Rh negative, Rh positive. Okay, but Rh negative can donate blood to Rh positive, but they cannot accept. They can accept only Rh negative. Okay, so there is a chart where I will show you which type of blood group can donate blood to which type of Rh factor. Okay, so first let me write down your blood group. Okay, now let me explain to you, there is a chart. Okay, so let me explain to you more clearly how does this the transfusion which is compatible according to the human blood groups and their Rh factors. Okay, if you want, you can refer to your textbook, that is page 78. So here let me write down here the blood group, and here I'll just write donate. Okay, I hope you understand that the ones which can donate blood to, okay, they can donate. And here I'll just write here the where they can receive blood, so I'll just write here short form donate and receive. Okay, now I have a blood group A positive. A positive means that my Rh factor is positive. Okay, since my Rh factor is positive, I can donate blood to A positive and AB positive. Remember, I cannot donate blood to which has A negative or AB negative, because remember I told you that Rh negative, they can donate blood group to Rh positive, but they cannot receive blood from Rh positive. Okay, so since they are Rh negative, I positive, that is A plus. Okay, so that indicates that they can receive blood from A positive, they can receive blood from A negative, that means their Rh factor is negative. They can receive blood from O positive, and they can also receive blood from O negative. I told you, since blood group O is a universal donor. They are universal donor when it comes into Rh, if their Rh factor is positive. Okay, but if their Rh factor is negative, they can give blood to, or we can say that they can receive blood only from Rh factor negative. Okay, or I forgot to tell you that sometimes you know that you have heard that you are A positive, or someone will say that your blood group is AB positive or your blood group is O positive. All this comes because of your Rh factor. If your Rh factor is positive, they will tell you that your blood group is A positive or AB positive. But if your Rh factor is negative, they will tell you that your blood group is A negative or AB negative. Okay, then now when it comes in term of your B positive, they can donate blood to your B positive and they can donate blood to your AB positive, but they can receive blood from B positive, B negative, O positive and O negative. Okay. Now, when it comes in terms of your AB positive, they can donate blood to your AB positive and they can receive blood from all, whether if their RH factor is positive or if their RH factor is negative, they can receive blood from all. Okay. Then when it comes to your O positive, they can donate blood to O positive, A positive, B positive and AB positive, but they can receive blood only from O positive and O negative. Okay. And then you have, now let's come to the blood group which has an RH factor negative. Okay. So if my blood group is A negative, I can donate blood to A positive, A negative, AB positive and AB negative. But I can receive blood only from A negative and O negative. Remember, because my RH factor is negative, I can receive blood only from the blood group which their RH factor is negative. Okay, but I can donate both to positive and negative. And then if my blood group is B negative, I can donate blood to B positive, B negative, AB positive and AB negative. But here I can receive blood only from B positive and B negative and O negative. I cannot receive blood from any B positive or O positive. Okay. Now if my blood group is AB negative, I can donate blood to AB positive and AB negative. But I can receive blood only from AB negative, A negative, B negative and O negative. Remember, I told you that your AB is a universal acceptor, but if their RH factor is negative, they can receive only blood which has a negative RH factor. Okay. Then if my blood group is O negative, I can donate blood to all. Whether their RH factor is negative or whether their RH factor is positive, I can donate blood to everyone. Okay. But I can receive blood only from O negative. I cannot receive blood from O positive. Okay. So I hope you're clear with the negative and positive of the RH factor, and that your blood group is always linked with the RH factor. Okay. Now let's move on to your blood vessels. Okay, blood vessels. So this you know that inside our body, okay, our blood flows through a network of tubes known as your blood vessels. Okay, so our blood inside our body, the blood cannot just flow without any tubes, right? Because blood is fluid in structure. So what happened, or we can say fluid in nature, so they cannot just flow inside our body. Okay, obviously they need a tube where they can travel through it. Okay, and that is known as your blood vessels. So this is the diagram of your blood vessels. Okay, see, have you seen they have like a tube network like capillaries? Okay, I mean tube like network. Okay, where your blood they travel, and this is known as your blood vessels. Okay, and these blood vessels are mainly responsible, okay, for carrying blood away from or towards the heart. They are responsible for carrying blood away from heart and towards the heart. Okay, in and out. So that means they will carry blood to the heart or they will carry blood away from the heart. Okay, so we can also say that these blood vessels, they play an important role in transporting blood. They play an important role from transporting of blood to the heart. Okay, and then these blood vessels are of three types. Okay, your blood vessels, they are of three types. You have your arteries, you have your veins, and you have your capillaries. Okay, so now let's go in details about what is your arteries, what is your veins, and what is your capillaries. Okay, first let's move on to arteries. So what are arteries? Okay, these arteries, they are very thick wall tube, okay, that they carry oxygenated blood. That means they carry a clean blood, okay, oxygenated blood to various parts, to various body tissue, to various part of your body tissues, okay, from the heart, from heart. Okay, so what they are, these arteries are mainly responsible for carrying oxygenated blood to various body tissues from the heart. So when your heart pumps out those oxygenated blood, okay, these arteries, they will carry them, they will take from the heart those oxygenated blood and distribute to the various body tissues, okay. And these arteries are mainly thick and muscular, okay, their structure is mainly thick, muscular and elastic walls, okay, they have thick muscular and elastic walls. So these arteries, okay, we cannot easily see them, okay, when you look at your hands, or when you look at your legs, or when you look at your bodies, you cannot see arteries because they are present deep under the skin, okay. And then this blood, okay, this the blood that is present in the arteries, they will flow, okay, they will flow with high pressure, okay. So whatever blood that is present in the arteries, they will flow with a very high pressure, because since they have a thick and elastic walls, okay, since their walls are very thick and they have elasticity, okay, so they can withstand, or they can undergo a high pressure, okay, that's why they flow at very high pressure, okay. And we know that these arteries, mostly they carry oxygenated blood, except pulmonary arteries, okay, except pulmonary. In the next class, we were going to discuss about how does the pulmonary arteries and these arteries carry oxygenated and deoxygenated blood, okay. So this pulmonary arteries, they carry a deoxygenated blood, but all the arteries carries oxygenated blood except your pulmonary arteries, okay. These pulmonary arteries, they carry, okay, they carry carbon dioxide, a blood that contains a carbon dioxide, that is your deoxygenated blood, okay. So what happens is that they will carry those deoxygenated blood from the heart, okay, they will carry deoxygenated blood, that is the carbon dioxide, from the heart to the lungs for purification, okay. So these arteries, they will carry oxygenated blood and they will distribute to the various body tissues from the heart. But what will happen is that they will take the deoxygenated blood from the heart, okay, like the blood which contains carbon dioxide, and they will pass it to the lungs for purification, because lungs help in the purification of blood, okay. Now, and also you should know that the inside space of the lumen, or we can say of the arteries, are is very narrow, okay. So this is the diagram of your arteries. So here, have you seen these arteries? They are very thick wall, okay, and their wall is elasticity, that's why the blood flows at very high pressure. And this inside the lumen, they are very narrow, or we can say the inside space or lumen is very narrow. Now next, let's move on to veins, okay. So these veins, they are the blood vessels that carry deoxygenated blood, that means the blood containing carbon dioxide, okay, from different parts of the body back to the heart. Remember, your arteries, they carry oxygenated blood from the heart to different parts of your body, whereas your veins, they will carry deoxygenated blood from different parts. That means they will collect all the blood that contains carbon dioxide, okay, from the different parts of your body, and then they will send it back to the heart, okay, except pulmonary veins, okay. Your pulmonary veins, they will carry deoxygenated blood. Okay, so just like your pulmonary arteries, they will carry deoxygenated blood, even your pulmonary veins, they will carry oxygenated blood. Okay, so what happened is that these veins, they are not located deep inside the skin, so they can be easily seen. So look at your hands and all, you can see your vein. Okay, I'll show you an example. I hope you can see this bulging, this purple type of color. Have you seen? These are my veins. Since they do not locate deep inside my skin, okay, so that's why my veins are visible. Okay, and they can be, and what happened is that they're mainly, you can see them, they're mainly more visible in your wrist and hands. Okay, so these veins, they have a thin walls. Okay, they have a thinner wall, so they have a thin walls, so that's why the blood flows at low pressure. Blood flows at low pressure. Okay, since they have a thin walls, the blood flows at very low pressure, whereas arteries have a thick walls, the blood flows at a high pressure. Okay, and this lumen, or inside the veins, it is wider than the arteries. Okay, here I have shown you these veins. See the lumens inside here, they are more wider as compared to arteries. And when you look at the structure, okay, the veins, they have a thick like structure, whereas the veins, the arteries have thick like structure, thick walls, whereas the veins have a very thin wall, so the blood flows at very low pressure. Okay, now let's move on to capillaries. So what are your capillaries? Okay, so these capillaries, they are very small. They are your microscopic vessels. Okay, they are your microscopic vessels. Okay, they have a terminal branches. They have a terminal branches that helps them to, okay, they are the terminal branches of arteries. Okay, so they are the terminal branches of arteries that join, okay, that join veins. Okay, so they are the terminal branches of arteries that join the veins, and they are mostly single cell. The walls, okay, walls are single cell. Okay, that they are made up of only one type of cell. Okay, and made up of squamous epithelial cells. Okay, so what do? Is that they also help in diffusion. Okay, they help in diffusion, that means exchange of oxygen. They help in oxygen and carbon dioxide. Okay, oxygen, carbon dioxide and other materials into the cells. So these capillaries, they mainly help in the diffusion of oxygen as well as carbon dioxide and other materials into the cells, and they are also the terminal branches of the arteries that join the veins. As I have shown, as I can see here in this picture, this is the capillary bed. Okay, so this is the artery. Okay, that here these capillaries, have you seen, this is the capillaries? So when this artery extend, this is the arteriole. So when they extend, they form branches. Okay, they form branches, which is known as your capillary bed, the capillaries that help in joining with the veins. Okay, that is the structure of your capillaries. So I hope you understand with the rhesus factor as well as with the blood vessels. In the next class, we will be discussing about the human heart.